She was supposed to come over, but she ended up not coming over. And yeah, because of that, I was like, well, here's what you're missing out on. So I sent literally like probably like 40 nudes like over Snapchat. um, Thinking that, yeah, she'd just think it was like goofy and cute or whatever. And the next
As she
day,
should have. That's so
exactly.
goofy in you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm like, whatever. You can't tell me otherwise. Whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it gave her the ick or something because the next day, all I got was a text from her being like, "Do you know how many nudes you sent me?" Dot dot dot. I was like, what the fuck?
Hey sluts, I'm Aubrey, an Aquarius Sun, Scorpio Moon, Taurus Rising.
And I'm Danny, a Sag Sun, Leo Moon, Libra Rising, and we're your Astro Sluts. Welcome to our Sagittarius episode. It has been so many weeks in the making. I cannot wait to talk about Sagittarius for the next hour or so, and I think we're going to be in for a treat.
I think so too. I loved that I was like not too worried about preparing because I was
No,
like, Danny's going to have
literally.
so much to say.
I didn't even prepare that much either because I was like, I think
We
I should
know.
know what I'm talking about. I hope.
A Sagittarius live in the flesh here.
Live in
But
the
we're
flesh.
also going to have another Sagittarius on later in the episode to get another perspective.
Because I am not the only Sagittarius in the world, even though I kind of wish I was.
The dates of Sagittarius season are typically November 22nd to December 21st, give or take a day. Things don't always line up exactly every year. They are mutable signs, so it's always like, well, it's like closing out the
It's
season.
closing out fall, technically, but like,
yeah.
I feel like people obviously like December just feels like winter already, but it is technically closing out the fall season.
Like the last day is the last day of fall, and then like the first day of Capricorn is like the winter equinox.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's why I was confused because I was like, wait, that's literally winter.
Yeah.
But it's not. You always think Christmas is like, oh, we're almost done. And then no, we literally have 3 more months.
Yeah. It's just the start.
Sagittarius the symbol is the archer, which is like a half man, half horse, like centaur situation. Which is the archer is obviously using a bow and arrow. Very respectfully, very Katniss Everdeen coded. I had to read Hunger Games in school, so I feel like I remember over analyzing like a bow and arrow a ton. It's a fire sign, so it still is like has very like warrior energy, but it's not like as aggressive as like Aries, who is gonna like
it's
ram
like
you with their
thought
head.
out.
It's thought out. You can kind of like
aimed.
attack from a distance.
Yeah, and it's far away, which I think is the very Sagittarian nature of it.
It's giving range. It's also easier to shoot than a gun. Like you need less skill to shoot an arrow than like other weapons that you can use from a distance, which I think is there is very much like an ease and accessibility to Sagittarius. Very much adventurers as well, but yeah, very like smart, intellectual, like as we'll get into.
Sagittarius is obviously a fire sign. But they are that like mutable fire sign. So I do think like if you're looking at like an Aries, a Leo, like I don't think Sagittarians necessarily like immediately come off with like fiery energy often. Obviously I have a Libra rising, but like I do think like in general, they're not like as like fiery in nature on first glance, but I do still think Sagittarians are quite fiery. They obviously are typically like quite creative, have those same like a little bit like quick to react, quick to anger, but I just don't think they like come off sometimes as like, I would say they're quite loud. Sagittarius are quite loud. But I do think if I think about like other Sagittarius I know, I'm not usually like you have to be a fire sign.
Yeah.
Until you like know them a bit.
I liked in our Scorpio episode, which came out last week, how we were talking about the bodies of water, I think here's my idea, which is I've played with before, but right now Aries is a match. Light it, burns out really quickly. I feel like Leo is like a campfire or like a bonfire. Like it's like a place where everyone gathers, a source of warmth. It's like very much like the center, or like obviously like the sun, also Leo, but like hot thing that everything is revolving around. Sagittarius, fireworks. It's
I love
showy,
that.
it's expressive, they're loud, they're very like, it is just like quick bursts of beauty.
Thank you for saying that.
They are mutable, which we kind of said already is end of fall. The other mutable signs are Gemini, Virgo, and Pisces. I feel like a lot of astrologers like mention this, but like people just forget about the modes. And sometimes like signs that get along, you're like, I never would have thought like Virgo and Sagittarius had anything in common, but they are the mutable signs of their element.
Just tend to be like a little more go with the flow. That's why I mentioned like they are fiery, but like it's not in the like, sometimes I don't think it's in the way you might think of being like pushy, or like it's more just like they're a little more go with the flow, like just like
they're excited.
They're here for the vibes. They're just like happy to be here, going along for the ride.
Which the planetary ruler is Jupiter. Very expansive, expressive, abundant, very much we've said in past episodes, like lucky girl syndrome.
Lucky girl syndrome is so Sagittarius-coded, like just like that kind of like ease.
I think it's like the optimism plus being mutable. Is you just like put good things out into the world and then good things just kind of come back to you.
No, I totally agree. Sagittarius is the 9th house, so the house of higher education, philosophy, travel. I mean, I would say I'm very philosophical. I really love to think about thinking, the way people work and all of that kind of stuff, the way of the world and things. But I do think that like Sagittarians like do just like to learn. I think something I would say is they don't necessarily like to be taught. But they love to learn.
You love to teach though.
I do love to teach. I don't like to be taught.
You love to teach yourself or others.
Yeah, totally. But I think maybe that's why it's more like higher education. Like there's like a little more like, it's not
there's
like
more
early childhood
involved.
learning. You know what I mean? Like it's more like you're doing this because you have an interest in it. It's not necessarily like going to math class because it's the state law. Like it's like going to school for something you have a passion in, you want to pursue long term, or like you want to research or whatever. Like it's like feels like more of that.
I think it's also, and you've like mentioned this when you talk about how you teach, there is like I think higher education is more like providing guideposts and a space to learn, as opposed to being like, I know more than you, write this down. It's like it's like the adventurous nature of Sagittarius. It's like exploratory. It's like
I guess like this is kind of like a funny example, just like a personal one. Like I used to have a fashion blog and I literally stopped doing it because I was like, I actually don't want to tell people what to wear. That was like one of the main reasons I stopped doing it. I was like, I actually don't want to give links so people can go and wear the same things that I wore, and like tell people what I think how they should dress and how they should be, you know? Like, it's just like, you want to give people guidance, but you never want to do it in a way that's like, oh, you should actually do this exactly though.
Yeah, exactly that. 9th house is also like religion, very like cults. Like you're very much a cult fanatic. And also rules astrology.
Yeah, all the interesting things in life.
Did we say, you might have said travel, but definitely like foreign travel. My Venus is in, I have actually a ton of 9th house. I have like a 9th house stellium. So I also, this is why we're friends, as we've discussed before. I've got a lot of not Sagittarius-coded placements in this way, but like, like little blurbs on Venus in the ninth house always say that like I'm like interested in people or like attracted to people from other cultures.
Yeah, totally. One of like the most like common Sagittarius things is just like they love to travel, like wanderlusty, which is very like true. But I think there's also like, obviously there's like an accessibility aspect to that.
Yeah.
So I do think there's just like learning, travel, all the different ways you can like expand yourself. Like it's more about the expansion than like taking
Physically
a fancy
going.
vacation to Italy in the summer kind of thing.
The body parts that Sagittarius rules are hips, thighs, legs, lower back, and pelvis.
Things that move you.
Mm-hmm.
Also the liver, which I think is interesting, because Sagittarius is also very like with like that Jupiter energy, like very associated with excess, like abundance, but also like too much.
Yeah.
So it is interesting.
Yeah.
Watch out for your liver.
Yeah, Jupiter can be very like substance abuse coded, and like that, like also just like hedonism almost. Like Sagittarius does
Gluttony,
like to feel good and like to have a good time, and like that can sometimes like you can have too much of a good thing. Mythology, I had never like, I don't really have this in my brain as something I think about, but there is like this connection to Chiron.
Yeah,
who is
I know.
Also half man, half horse. Which Chiron is like the wounded healer.
Yeah, it's one of the asteroids.
We definitely have an episode, at least one about Chiron. So go search for that. But I started looking up the mythology, and it seems kind of like every culture has like a different half man, half horse that they associate with Sag.
I know. I did also just put that together too. I think I probably knew that, but I was like, oh.
I feel like we've never looked at Chiron through a Sagittarius lens.
No, I
before.
know.
We've only ever just looked at Chiron like as its own thing.
Yeah, but it does make sense. The healer, the like kind of mystic of it.
Yeah.
Of it all.
I just like love a Sagittarius.
Yeah.
Whenever I click with someone off the bat, I'm like, you have to be a Sagittarius.
Yeah.
And they always are. Sometimes a Libra, but like usually a Sagittarius. Which we've definitely talked about in the past, but like I really just feel like Sagittarius and Aquarius like understand each other in a way that like no other zodiac sign understands Sagittarius and Aquarius.
I think there's like a zoomed, I guess like this is like one of my next things I want to say, but like there is just like a zoomed outness to both signs.
But tapped in.
Yeah.
Because not in like a Pisces.
Oh no,
Pisces
I mean zoomed
included.
out in like a larger view of the world. Like I think Sagittarius sees things from like a very big picture perspective. Like nothing small really has that much impact on me. Like I really just think like everything big picture, everything long-term goals, etc. Where like Aquarius is also like the future, like working towards these goals, like what is like to come. Yeah, not zoned out.
Yeah.
Or on their own planet. It's just like literally like the 0.5. We're looking at it from a 0.5 lens, you guys.
We sure are.
You bitches could never.
Yeah, I think there's also this like freeness to both Aquarius and Sagittarius. There's like this comfortability with ourselves. Like they are sextile to each other, which is like things 60 degrees away from each other create an aspect called a sextile, which is very like comfortable and natural. But yeah, really just iconic duo, Sagittarius and Aquarius.
No, I do agree. I do just think there also is this like kind of like range in Sagittarius people, like and I think it comes from that kind of like zoomed out perspective, like I was saying. Like I think there's like, I mean, I really just think like nothing is real. Like you cannot convince me that anything has any meaning. And like, you cannot convince me that nothing is just like a reflection of something else, that it's just like a mirror of something else. It's a hologram. It's whatever. I can do whatever I want. I'm very aware that I have all the choices at any time. I can do anything I want at any time. I can change my life tomorrow if I want. And I think like that comes with a beautiful freeness. I think that can come with that kind of lucky girl energy of like, I'm just like being that open to the universe is like something that someone might write off as like something really good happening to me. You know what I mean? But I think it also comes with the like kind of like, I don't know, like nihilism that I think is also very Sagittarius, or like this kind of like, okay, well, if nothing has meaning, what the fuck am I doing like on Zoom?
Yeah.
Or like I'm wasting my life like going to my job or like doing this thing. Like I do just think it's like that like hard. It's like it could really work for you, or it can really work against you.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I would say I'm usually pretty good at staying the like in the lucky girl side of it, but recently I've been like, what is the point?
Yeah.
What is the point? And I've been like really working to get myself out of it, because it's just like not helpful. But I think it's like literally all comes from that same like mindset can really like help you, or it can really hurt you.
Yeah.
You know?
We've done an episode talking about how having Pluto in Sagittarius is the like Gen Z placement. So all of Gen Z is pretty like Sagittarius-coded in that way of like, if you didn't already, go listen to our Scorpio episode, because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. So there is this like philosophical, optimistic darkness, if you will.
Yeah, I actually put together like an insight because we work in advertising. And I put together an insight this week that it felt very Sagittarius-coded to me, or Pluto and Sagittarius. It was just like Gen Z is like a deeply unserious generation, but it's because there's a huge craving for levity, for like in the midst, like it's kind of what I was saying, like the more you know and the more you're aware, the more depressing that can be. Like I am too aware right now. We know
literally everything.
We know too much. And like that is sometimes like very heavy. So it's like you do need to counteract it with this like levity and optimism and fun and goofy and unseriousness that is so Sagittarius. And I think just so
because none of it matters. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It literally doesn't matter. But I put like a meme reference in, and it was like, everything I say is so serious and so deeply unserious, or something like everything is so serious, but I'm also always joking. Yeah. Kind of vibe.
Exactly that.
But yeah, I think that's just like very like generational for us. Yeah. Also, we kind of said this, but it's just like the more energy. And like, I don't like, I'm personally like, I'm going to order everything I want on the menu. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I want to learn how to do everything. I want to know everything. I want to know everyone. I want to do all the things. I think it's just like that like magnified like Jupiter energy. I think I'm like really in a good place where like I don't drink at all anymore. And so I think that's healthy for someone like me who just like loves like the moreness. But I do think that's like, I think like what we mentioned earlier, like Sagittarius does have like kind of the like stereotype to be like the super fucking like messy friend. Yeah. Like just like drinks too much, doesn't give a fuck. But I think it's like a pursuit of like, I mean, it's not that deep, not drinking, but like, I think just being like crazy and being like messy, it's like a pursuit of like, what else, like pushing, like, what else can I push? What else can I do? What can I, you know, I'm not saying that's like always a good thing, but I think it is just like that, like, no one can stop me. Yeah. Well, no boundaries kind of energy.
Sagittarius is also opposite Gemini. So it's like, there is this like, really just like silly goofy guy energy to that access where they're just like fun to be around, and like it's that like, oh well, when I have one drink I'm way more fun to be around. Let me have another drink so I'm even more fun to be around. Then I can have another drink so I'm even more fun to be around.
Well, then what if they want to do shots? I'm gonna not do. I'm not gonna.
Well,
be
that would be
the
very
person
fun
that
to
take
not
a
do a shot. Yeah. So
More.
It's a slippery slope for some of us.
And my last thing is on commitment, because I think that's also a big Sagittarius thing, is like fear of commitment. They're never going to commit to anyone. And I would say yes, but not in the form of like a person, not wanting to commit to a person or a relationship. They don't want to commit to the same thing.
Yeah.
It's a fear of committing to like living the same life every day and doing the same things over and over. So it really has nothing to do. If someone doesn't want to be with you and they're sad, it probably has nothing to do with you. It's the fear that they like have to like wake up every morning and like you guys look at each other and then you do your morning routine. It's like that. It's not like they don't want to be with you, if that makes sense. I think that I don't have a fear of commitment in my opinion, but I think I have a fear of boredom.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what people probably also do, and then it's like interpreted as like, oh, they don't want to settle down.
Which there's also just like, I think just like culturally there are so many people that don't have hobbies and don't have friends. So your like day-to-day life is really boring, so then you need that like things to be different every day in your relationship, whereas like if you just had some hobbies and interests and friendships and like things that like keep you interested in your own life, then you don't have to take that out on the person you're in a relationship with.
Totally. Like I was feeling like, not in my relationship honestly, just like in my life, like really bored. And like I went to trampoline class. I learned how to crochet. Like I tried to do new things. I'm trying to go to new places. Like I really it really makes such a difference. But yeah, it is. It's like, it is just like the stagnant, and like, yes, then you don't need to like pick a fight with your boyfriend because you're bored. Like go learn how to do a hobby.
Right.
But I think feel much better.
I think like there is a balance though that also is just like good insight on Sagittarius compatibility. Like you can't be with someone that like likes to do the same thing every day. Like you need someone that is also interested in switching things up, trying new things, exploring.
Yeah, totally. Like so corny, but like when people are like, you have to like be with someone, or like you choose to be with someone who they are every day or something, and like that growth, I don't know, there's like a more, I feel like a relationship-y theory, but it's like that vibe. Like you choose to be in a relationship with a new person each day, even though it's the same person.
Yeah.
Like that's more comforting of a thought to me.
Should we get into some celebrity examples?
Yeah.
Okay, you know I love to categorize.
Go.
First category is Taylor Swift, Kai Cenat, Nicki Minaj, Tyra Banks. Very polarizing. Very like big names, have massive followings, all of them. A little like in different ways, but like a bit unhinged. Yeah. Some more than others.
Yeah. Tyra Banks literally is crazy. I love Tyra. But yeah, I mean, like just one of the, I mean, talk about my just telling the truth era.
Yeah.
Tyra Banks, she was speaking her truth, and it was quite often possibly the meanest thing you could say to someone.
Yeah.
Good for her.
As you would say, she was just being honest.
She was just being honest.
Next, subcategory of that is someone I don't know that much about, but Colleen Hoover, who wrote It Ends With Us.
Boo.
It's end of August right now, so that is a very hot topic in the world we live in.
That's interesting. I have never gotten into Colleen Hoover because I've just only heard well, people love her.
Yeah.
People love her books, but even when I was like really deep in book talk, people like really say she's everything is just like trauma porn. That's not really my jam, so I've never really read her stuff.
Yeah. But also just like people are like very much obsessed. Yeah. Very much like the Kai Cenat like riots. Like when they like, I don't even remember exactly what happened. And then like obviously Swifties.
Yeah.
They love
and
the
Nicki
gal.
Minaj. Like,
Yeah,
girl,
the barbs. The barbs. Who's louder than a barb?
Oh, who's louder than Barb? And I really love Nicki Minaj's music. I love Nicki Minaj. But she says the dumbest fucking shit. She does the dumbest fucking shit. I'm like, oh my God, like you're so, like I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like you're embarrassing me, Nicki Minaj.
Then on a way more positive note, also just like the realest, coolest bitches out there. Billie Eilish, Miley Cyrus, Zoe Kravitz, Raven Simone, Jamie Lee Curtis,
Wow.
Barbie Ferreira, and Bill Nye the Science Guy.
That's amazing. I love Miley Cyrus. Obviously, you know this. I talk about her all the time. She's just the coolest fucking person. I think she's an incredible archetype of a Sagittarius.
And also like from being like unevolved to seeing her evolve, like the Bangers era is so like the crazy party girl, like excess.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always think of like the video of Liam Hemsworth. What does he say to her? Like, can you, that video, like
of them on the red carpet.
Of them on the red carpet.
Yeah, I can't think
and
of what
he says something like, can you be serious or can you stop for 1 second or something so fucking annoying. And she like and like it's just like and like I just am so happy they're divorced. I remember when people were so excited they got married. I never liked him. I never liked him for her. I also listened to, if you're a Miley Cyrus fan or interested in learning more about the mind of a Sagittarius, I would really recommend, I'm so sorry, but who is that old man? He's an interviewer. David Letterman? Is that his name?
That's someone.
Well, I believe it's him. He has a show on Netflix right now, and he does an interview with her. It's so fucking good. It's like a really good interview. I can't think of anything specific from it that I want to talk about, but I'd really recommend it. So Sag-coded. I told you. She mentions not getting along with any of her industry peers.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so interesting, but a little bit Sagittarius, honestly. He literally says like, wow, like the Grammys this year was such a celebration of women in music. Are you friends with those women kind of vibe? And she's like, no, I wouldn't call any of those people my friend. I thought that was very interesting. Except Beyonce. She said Beyonce is my friend, has always been good to me. But yeah, she's just like a free spirit, one of her own, can't be tamed.
So yeah, I think that whole like category, people are all like just like so authentic in a way that like not all celebrities are. My next category is people that have like been in the headlines for like, now these are all in different levels, but like trying to be controlled. There is this like like people trying to put a leash on a Sagittarius is Jay-Z.
Honest king,
but on different vibes. Britney Spears and also Miley Cyrus, of course.
Yeah. I think like, I mean, obviously I'm also a huge Britney fan. I really ride for a Sagittarius, as you guys know. But I think like the saddest thing about like the whole Free Britney thing was when I realized or remembered that she was a Sagittarius.
Yeah.
Like,
you understood on a different level.
Oh my God. Like who worse, you guys, than to do this to than like the fucking free wild horse of the Zodiac. Like that is so fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, like it breaks my heart. I can't even get into it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think very Britney on like the most extreme level. Miley also just in like tabloid vibe as well. Like these like
her relationship,
big abundant
tabloid
personalities and people that are like so fucking talented.
Yeah.
And like obviously people trying to tear them down by like judging them for doing anything or just like trying to take advantage of how big they are and like keeping them small because of it.
Absolutely.
Obviously Jay-Z is like slightly very not even slightly is very different, but the whole like cheating scandal is also just like it's just classic
Sagittarius man. I mean, I really didn't like him until his well, I love his music.
Yeah,
he's an incredible artist.
Yeah,
but we will never forgive him for what he did to Beyonce. But I did really, when he came on at the Grammys this year, you guys, and just fucking ripped everyone, talking about how all these, like, how, like, basically, like, fuck Taylor Swift. He basically said what Kanye said 10 years ago at the VMAs in a more eloquent way. And I just thought it was one of, like, the most beautiful things. I was like, I love you, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I ride for a Sagittarius. Yeah. Like, literally. Yeah.
But I think, like, I mean, I don't know like that much about their relationship, but this, I think, like a Sagittarius man in the opposite way of like how like in our Aries episode and Scorpio episode where like those types of men are like pretending they're poly to like cheat on other people. I feel like sometimes Sagittarius men like pretend to be monogamous.
Totally.
When really like they do not want to be monogamous.
No, totally. It's like the yeah, or it's a little like they want the boundaries of monogamy to break them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It gives you like a little
rebellion.
Yeah.
And then my final category of silly goofy guy is DJ Khaled and Snooki.
I was like, I hope Snooki's in there.
Snooki is in there.
Amazing. Silly goofy icons. I just started watching Jersey Shore, you guys. I love Snooki.
Yeah.
I mean, I never disliked her, but I didn't know that much about her. What a girl. Yeah. I relate to her so much. Why is everyone acting weird towards me? Oh my God. Yeah. Soundbite icon.
And also, I just am now obsessed with the fact that DJ Khaled's like little producer tag thing, or like just his catchphrase is another one.
Oh, another one. Cannot be stopped.
So
major
Sagittarius.
Key alert. Like, he's got the keys. He's got another one. Yeah. He's about to unlock your brain.
Yeah. But if you need a catchphrase to remember Sagittarius, it's another one.
Love that.
Do you have some TV and movie characters for us?
So, the first one I have is, do you guys remember the movie Just My Luck? Do you guys?
No, I don't.
But okay, well, it was one of my favorite movies. It's a Lindsay Lohan movie. It's the same format as every single Lindsay Lohan movie ever, where she switches like personalities, vibes with someone. But her whole thing, I think her name's Ashley in the movie, is that she's the luckiest girl in the world. And the way I related to that movie so hard growing up, I was like, no, that's me. Like, I was like, especially when I was younger, like, if there was like, it was like embarrassing. Like, if there was a raffle at a school event, I always won. There's an Instagram giveaway, I'm winning it. Like, that's just kind of like when people are like, oh my God, I've never won anything before. I'm like, I've never not won anything before. Like, and not even off merit. Yeah. Like the fucking roulette luck thing, you know? But the whole thing is like, she's the luckiest girl in the world. She bumps into this guy. He's the unluckiest guy in the world. They switch. She's now unlucky, whatever. She can't believe it.
Did Joe watch this recently or something? I feel like the good children have been maybe talking.
I don't know.
I feel like it's come up for some reason.
Okay, maybe.
Because they were like, I feel like they watched it recently.
Okay,
because they were like, you guys remember Just My Luck? And they were like, no one else knows that.
Stop. Okay, well, I do. Yeah. I loved that movie. But I literally just feel like I related to it so much, which is so funny. I just was like, that is so me.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Do you have some?
Thelma from Thelma and Louise. Big Sagittarius energy. She's very like supposed to be a housewife, but that's like clearly not her truth, and like goes on a big adventure. I think Louise is an Aquarius, and like the two of them just like go off and like do whatever they want. It's very like they're on a road trip, like they're traveling.
Cute.
It's very just like free spirit, but like fun. Girly bop.
Another one from my childhood. My favorite Mary Kate and Ashley movie, New York Minute. Roxy Ryan. She is just the fucking messiest bitch. Type B kind of girl. And something I was thinking about recently is like, we posted like a TikTok, it'll be a while ago now, but when we launched this series, and I was just thinking like, obviously I'm very Libra coded in presentation, but I'm like, it's so funny because I don't think people realize like I am a little bit messy. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I take my birth control at random. Like I take one, not even on purpose, you guys. I just forget the day. I take the wrong day. I took this Friday's already, so now I'm taking next Friday's. Like it's punched out all random. My jewelry at home, like it's just a shelf with a 3 inches thick of beaded jewelry in a pile, like, and I just like, I feel like Roxy Ryan, her sister opens the closet, it's all her stuff neatly hung up. She opens the closet, it's like the, you know, avalanche of clothes. And I think like the whole point of that movie is she just wants to see, like, she wants to go to the filming of like her favorite band's music video. She drags her sister along for the ride. It's so chaotic, but like so well-meaning. She thinks she's too fucking smart for everyone and gets them into like mess after mess after mess. Obviously it all works out in the end. But I do like a Sagittarius is, I do feel like it's, you might not be like, maybe you're not sloppy and messy emotionally, but I do bet you have a nasty little junk drawer somewhere.
For sure.
Yeah.
I have a next category. I love to categorize, you guys. What can I say? Of just silly, goofy fucking Sagittarius. Ace Ventura. The donkey from Shrek.
Stop.
And Michael from The Office. Just like the silliest.
Yeah, totally.
I don't even have much more to say.
Yeah, quite silly.
Big personalities. Not like worried about what people think of them. Yappers.
Yeah. My last one, very much on that same vein, is Uncle Jesse from Full House. Like he is just like, he's like the hot, free-spirited single guy.
Someone I always be like, oh, I'd click with Uncle Jesse.
Totally.
For sure.
Like bad boy energy, but like obviously is like so good to the girls and like very sweet, like very, I feel like, inner child in touch, which feels very Sagittarius.
Well-meaning.
Like, so, yeah, well-meaning. A musician, like, which is very, like, artistic, fire sign coded. So, yeah, like, he's not a bad boy and hurting anyone. But he's just got his little leather jacket on and being a silly uncle, you know?
Yeah. Next, we're going to hear from our listeners. We asked on our Instagram story if y'all had dated a Sagittarius. And here's what she said.
The first one, thank goodness no. Someone else said no, because I am already too much, which I would agree. I wouldn't personally like go out of my way to date a Sagittarius. I dated a Sag rising. She cheated, but told everyone I did. LMFAO. This person says, I'm currently dating a triple Sag. It's the best relationship I've ever been in. I love that. Yes, in my baby years, they just get me. They're an Aquarius. Still love them so much, but better as BFFs. Love that. A mama's boy, immature baby who tried to come across cooler than he was. Totally could see that. Another person says, yes, my boyfriend's big six are a Sag. Wow. I'm obsessed with him. He's so funny, playful, and curious.
Aww.
That's so nice. Wow. That's a heavy stellium.
Yeah.
And then we have some listener submissions, from the Google Forms. I had only serious crushes for Sag my whole life up until I met my Virgo baby daddy. My favorite one is my best friend, who is the first man I ever began to fall in love with. He also backed out of being with me because he was scared of us being long distance, and then proceeded to date our mutual best friend. Okay, well, I love that it sounds like you're still friends.
Yeah.
And then this person says, I've been with my Sag boyfriend for almost 3 years. We met at our best friend's wedding as their best man maid of honor. For our first Valentine's Day, he decorated my whole apartment with candles, rose petals, my favorite movie on the projector, beautiful dinner. Then we went to a paint and sip class. We showed up late, and instead of wine, we brought a huge bottle of tequila and Sprite.
Fire.
And we were the most lit in the whole class. I love my Sag boy. I love that so much. That is so Sagittarius-coded.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
It's amazing.
I know. I'd like to date one soon.
I think they would be fun. I think like a mature Sagittarius is like I think I'm very smart. I think I'm very thoughtful.
Yeah.
But like I think it is just like the young, I think like young boyish energy is like what I would steer clear of dating wise. I've never dated one. But the cheating allegations do run deep. Like, I feel like I can only think of Jay-Z right now, but I feel like every famous Sagittarius man has like publicly cheated on their spouse or partner.
I guess I didn't name that many earlier, but yeah.
So yeah, it is just interesting, but I think there is like, I think it's obviously immaturity, but I think there's like a rebelliousness to Sag that like it's like literally, I mean, cheating is never about the person, but it's literally more about the idea. The like thrill of it is in breaking the contract of a relationship. It's not like even about either person.
Totally.
I would probably assume.
Yeah, I dated a Sagittarius my freshman year of college, and he was cheating on his girlfriend from home with me. And it was like we met and just like clicked so like amazingly, like right off the bat. And then, well, okay, he was Sag Sun, Cap Moon, Libra Rising. Literally, I roll at myself. Like, why have I dated so many Libra Risings? And also had a Capricorn stellium though. So that's just like, I like looked at his chart when I was prepping for this episode. I was like, yeah, this like really makes a lot of sense to me. Like we honestly almost have the same birth chart.
Yeah, totally.
So it just tracks. But yeah, I had my heart broken real bad.
Yeah.
By that one. It was also just like a vulnerable time. I'm not sure how much it really had to do with
the person.
But yes, just someone I like. I just love Sagittarius. I really click with them, but I do more often end up being like friends with Sagittariuses.
Yeah. I do think they are like, I do think like an Aquarius, a Sag. It is just like a very friend coded sign.
Yeah. Yeah. There was another girl that I went to college with that was a Sagittarius that like honestly she's been like posting on Instagram a little bit recently, and I was like, damn, we all slept on you. I was like, are you the most beautiful girl in the world? Maybe. I think she like posted a video of herself singing or something, and I was like, wait, why wasn't I was like, I slept on this like aggressively. But she was Sag Sun, Libra Moon, Leo Rising.
Oh, wow.
Also love that for me. I'm like assessing everyone as being an option at all times. But I just remember she was like, out of anyone, someone that I could literally be like my stupidest, goofiest, like most inner child self with. And that is just so nice.
No, that is quite nice. I have like one of my like fire sign friends, but like we always send like, it reminds me like those videos where it's like the friends, like, you know, you're like at dinner, like screaming, laughing, the person falls out of their chair.
Yeah.
Like, I do feel like that is like the energy that I would like to cultivate.
Yes.
Like, that is the feeling that I want people to feel when we're together.
Totally.
Like, having the best time, laughing, non-judgmental. I feel like I would say Sages are pretty non-judgmental. I think it's the big picture of it all.
Yeah, no,
Like,
it doesn't matter.
literally, who cares?
You're like, I've done much worse.
Literally,
Like,
like, it's literally
try
fine.
me.
You're
You're also quite funny. We haven't talked about that.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sagittarius are really funny. I would say I'm
opposite
pretty
Gemini
funny.
as well. Like
Yeah.
is giving a funny axis.
Yeah, the clown axis.
Yeah. I guess we've said like silly, goofy, but
Yeah.
specifically like you're very good at making people laugh.
Yeah, no, and I like love to make people laugh.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not someone who's like, oh my God, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, no, I'm trying to be funny.
Yeah.
I would love people to
Yes.
laugh at this right now. I want you to feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say like I'm the friend, like if you need me to like feel bad for you, like just don't call me. But like if you want me to like, if you need like a little levity, if you want to laugh, if you want me to make fun of your ex, if you want me to make fun of this scenario you're in, remind you that it's literally fine.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
We just got ourselves in a little tizzy. I'm the person.
Yeah. Which exes of mine have not appreciated about you,
No,
have
they
they?
hated that. Can we say that?
Sure.
Well, do you want to start?
Well, I had an ex of mine read about 6 months of Danny and I's texts.
Insane behavior. You guys wouldn't believe too. Like, if you think about, we talk all the time.
All day, every day.
All day, every day. There
Everything.
are texts.
Everything that's going on.
Everything. Oh my God, a bird flew by my window. Oh my God, I just
Have
jumped.
to tell me.
I
Yeah.
just jumped. Like, they went back so far
So far.
and they found a text that I was making fun of them because, well, they were being mean to my friend, you guys.
Yeah.
They were like threatening to leave Aubrey. And it was just when like, it was during Bachelor in Paradise times. And it was one of like, I can't think of who
Yeah.
the girl was, but she had like packed a bag and left Paradise kind of thing. And like very dramatically, like she was like, I'm getting out of here. Like I'm leaving, blah, blah, blah. And so they were like, Aubrey's like, they're saying they're going to leave or whatever. They're packing a bag.
They had packed a bag.
They packed
yeah.
a bag. And I was like, what are they, Genevieve?
Yeah.
Because I think it was low-key Genevieve. It just came to me. I was like, what are they, Genevieve? And they
Which
didn't
like me
think
in
that
a
was funny.
horrible situation. Like, thank you for saying that. Like that's
Like,
very
did
funny. I
laugh.
needed
You
that.
did think it was funny.
Because it was.
Because it was.
They did not think that
They
was
did
funny.
not think it was funny. But literally, you guys, they saw it like 6 months later.
Yeah, and we're furious
And we're
about it.
furious about it. Like, okay.
Yeah.
It's just like not my problem.
And
Don't
it shouldn't
read
have
our
been my problem.
text.
Yeah, like literally why
Like, I'm sorry, that's so, like, we don't need to dive into it, but like,
Yeah.
that is so much more like violating. I feel like
Yeah.
than going even through like the person that they were like thought there was a thing going on
Yeah.
with, like going through our texts.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Which we could
Those
go on a
are
whole
that's the word of God.
literally.
Like you can't read that.
Yeah. It's also just like I think something that has like we've talked about before, maybe not on the podcast, but like there are things you should only talk to your friends about. Like
Yes.
I think we
Yes,
both
we talk about this, I think, just personally, but
yeah, we like very much are on the vibe of like there are some things that like you don't need to talk to your partner about that you should just like let out. And like honestly, part of that breakup was so like I mean, there was just like so much of a fight of like you talk shit about me to your friends. And I literally remember being like not probably not to them, but like us behind the scenes were like, well, maybe they should talk shit about me to their friends a little bit more because then you
Literally.
wouldn't take it out on me.
no, exactly. Like I do think there is such value in just being like, oh my God, I'm so fucking annoyed. I have to get this off my chest. Let me tell my friend. And then like they can be like, yeah, that's annoying. And you're like, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And then I cannot be like to my partner, be like, I'm so fucking annoyed because you left your sock on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, okay, why are we fighting? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, just tell it to someone, let it out, you know, whatever. And then you move on.
Like process with your friends.
Yeah. Like not everything needs to be, you don't need to fight about stuff.
And
just 'cause
there's
you're
also
mad.
like that in that relationship in particular, and also lots of relationships. It's just like, I mean, I operate and like, I don't do anything that I wouldn't want everyone to know about. Is just how I go about existing in the world, trying to align it with my values. If I think, oh my God, I would not want these people knowing that I did that, I'm like, oh, maybe
I
that means
shouldn't do it.
that's not something that like I would, that aligns with who I am, because I am proud of who I am and I would be willing to show everyone who I am.
Yeah,
so maybe that's
totally.
not like me, but you do like need perspective. Like you can't have a relationship in a vacuum. Like this is how we connect with people. I'm like, this is half of like normal gossip. Like the premise of normal gossip is that like you talk to other people so you can find out if this is something going on at other places too.
Yeah.
Anyway, scene on
Anywho.
that. You have anything else to say about Sagittariuses? Or
No, but I'd recommend it. I'd recommend being a Sagittarius.
yeah,
If you have any pull in the next life or anything, like
be one.
I'd be one.
Or just surround yourself with them. The abundance.
Totally.
Should we bring in our other Sagittarius friend?
Let's call him up.
Hello to our Sagittarius caller.
Hi.
Thanks for coming. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, so I am Taylor. I am a Sagittarius sun, Cancer moon, and Capricorn rising, and so happy and honored to be here.
That is so nice.
Thank you.
How much do you know about astrology?
I know way too much. I'm like way too. I'm like ridiculously deep in it. I guess it started like in the pandemic, just kind of sitting around with nothing to do, reflecting on myself, ruminating on past poor life choices, whatever. And I started seeing like so many alignments between just things that like my life, my relationships, and my chart. And that's what really like, yeah, got me more curious about astrology. So I'm in it. I'm here to stay.
Yes, we're excited to have someone that like actually knows stuff about astrology, because we've just been having like our friends come on who are like, I know nothing. Can you actually pull up my birth chart? Which is like nice, because they're just like themselves. They're like still being their signs on accident, which is
Yeah,
always,
that's true.
that's why we love astrology. But we're excited to have someone to equal yap with about it.
Yes.
Okay, you said you're big three. Do you know your big six? You don't have to announce it if you don't want to.
Oh yeah, no, I do. No, I love that. I also love that about astrology. It's like this might be personal for you. You don't have to say it, but
It's literally
might
like
be
low key really, it's like it's you putting a lot
Yeah.
you're putting a lot out there.
Yeah, I know that's so true. No, I have no shame for anything in my chart, so I'm happy to put it all out there. So yes, Cancer moon, Capricorn rising, Sag sun, and if the other three that I'm thinking of in the big six are Mercury, Venus, and Mars, then yes, I am a Sag, Mercury, and Capricorn, Mars, and Venus. I have a big Capricorn stellium in my chart, very earth fire.
That's fun.
Wow.
I also have a Capricorn stellium. I don't know if we've ever talked about that,
I
but
feel like we talked about this. Yes, yes. I honestly, I can see it. I feel like you're like very on your shit, you know?
yes, we have a little bit of a seriousness to our like
Yeah.
kooky Sag and
Yes, yeah,
Aqua.
there's like a
Totally.
stoicness to like our quirks.
Absolutely. Okay, now we have context. let's dive into Sagittarius vibes. What do you know about being a Sag? Do you identify with those things?
Yeah, so yeah, I will say first and foremost, even before I got super into astrology, I always heavily related to the Sagittarian traits. I don't know, I honestly need to look like deeper at how my sun is aspected in my chart because my son's like I just relate so heavily to Sagittarius, yeah, by accident without even really trying. And I know that, the sun traits will come out differently depending on like how the sun is positioned in your chart and all that. But yes, I am a Sag through and through. Yeah, I guess like surface level things that, that you hear people say about Sag, kind of mainstream traits, adventurous, optimistic, freedom loving, brutally honest, um, high energy. That's kind of like all the fire signs, very like active, doing all the things, like serial hobbyists, um,
Yeah.
philosophical, like just yeah, like wanting to really like get to like the depths of things, like the like just expansive thought and like the wanting to know the why. So those are kind of like the surface level things that you hear of Sagittarius, but I feel like not everybody relates to those surface level traits. But at the end of the day, I feel like the deeper, I guess, umbrellas that those traits fall under, that is very much Sag that I've seen in like all the Saggies I know, is just like truth seeking and freedom loving. Like I feel like at the end of the day, like that is the core essence of Sagittarius. Like they want all of the experiences, all the knowledge, however that might manifest in their chart, but like that is the root of their behavior, just like truth seeking and freedom and whatever. And that is me to a T.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
love that.
Danny's a Sagittarius too.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yes, because I crept on y'all's page for
Yeah.
this. I was like,
Mhm.
yes, we got a fellow Saggy in the
Yeah.
house.
But yeah, I'm like, I would also say I'm a pretty hardcore Sag. Like, I just like,
Yeah.
you couldn't really tell me something that I'm like, oh, I don't really think so, like,
Okay.
yeah.
Are you December or November Sag?
Yeah, December 19th. So right at the end.
Ooh, okay, I'm December 9th.
Oh my God. Yeah. Lovely.
It's like
Okay.
funny to hear you both talk about being a Sagittarius though, like having like Danny's like so fiery and airy, and it's like
Yeah.
so funny to hear such a like earth like coded description of what a
Ah.
Yeah.
Sagittarius
Like very,
is.
I mean, that was very educational. That was
Wait, that's
beautiful.
funny.
Yeah, because
Oh,
Danny's
I
just like,
honestly
I just
haven't
like to
never
have a
seen
good time.
Right. I like to learn new things. I like to have a good time. Yeah, I'm just pretty like optimistic. I guess like toxic positivity a little bit. Like
toxic positivity, yes. So true. I am that one friend in my friend group of mutable signs, and I'm like, hey guys, I know we're all depressed, but like, at least the sun is shining. Keep it
totally. I
outside.
think it's gonna be okay. Like that's me. No, I think this is
Yes.
like what's meant to happen. My friends are like, shut
Yes.
up. Like,
I'm upset. Yes.
Facts, facts.
Okay, you're studying linguistics, right?
I am, yes.
That
I do
also
that.
feels like so ninth
totally.
house, like Sagittarius, like especially because if you have a Sagittarius Mercury, it's like
Hmm.
obviously like words are kind of Gemini-y, but like the like
Yeah.
learning the like depths of like where they're coming
Yes.
from.
That's
Yeah.
such a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that is so true because yeah, maybe like communications or something would be more Gemini's wheelhouse, like,
Yeah.
the kind of surface like networking aspects of language, but then, when it comes to really getting under the theory of language, that yeah, that does feel Sagittarian. That is a good point.
Yeah.
Mhm. Do you
Absolutely.
like school?
Oh, yes, I'm such a nerd. Yeah. Love being paid to learn out here.
Yeah.
PhD programs, the most good ones should be funded. So yes, that is like my dream. Yes.
That's funny because Danny like loves learning, but is very
Hmm.
like has to be self-taught.
Yeah, I'm not a big, well, I
Um,
like loved school when I was
Yeah.
in it. Like I'm a big big nerd, like got A's my whole life, try hard energy. But yeah, I had like
Hmm.
no interest to go to college. I really don't like
Hmm.
necessarily being taught things unless it's like if it's
Okay.
like a close friend, I can like settle into it. But even like I asked my boyfriend recently to like help me like use equipment at the gym, and I was like, I fucking hate this. Like I hate being like told how to like I
Yeah.
asked, and then I'm like,
Okay,
I
is it?
hate this.
It's like the being told what to do part.
Yeah, I think it's like a hard for me to separate. Sometimes the like receiving the learning and then just feeling like I'm being told what to do.
Maybe that's more your like Aquarius placements
Yeah,
coming into the learning because like Aquarius, like the phrase is
Uh,
like, I know. Like, because I also have,
totally.
Danny and I both have
that's
like,
so
we both
funny.
can't not know something.
Like we like have a hard time asking questions.
Like, there's an
That
immense
Aquarian God
pressure.
complex out here.
Yeah, no, exactly. We both have an immense pressure to already know everything.
Yeah.
We're not asking
Wow.
questions like we should know where the bathroom is already in a place we've never been. You know what I mean? Like we
Yeah.
really,
That's hilarious.
but I think that's maybe like a little bit
That
of
makes sense.
Aquarius,
Yeah.
like know-it-all
hmm
vibes.
Yeah, like me wanting to learn something, but like being like, I have to know it
Yeah.
though. Like,
Honestly, yes, that's funny and I could see that also be like coming out maybe extra strongly for both of y'all because Aubrey, you have the Capricorn stellium and then yes, all you having Sagittarius, which
yeah.
is also I think those two signs already are still kind of like know-it-all
Yeah.
confident
Oh
signs.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're a confident pair.
Oh
Always
yeah,
have been.
Yeah. Yeah.
love it, love it. We're here for that.
Absolutely. Do you ever see like memes or anything about Sagittarius that you like don't agree with?
No, I
Yeah.
honestly agree with all of them. Even things that like I don't relate to anymore, it definitely was me at some point in my life. Like I was absolutely a Sagittarius at some point. Unevolved, like
Yeah.
I understand the general public's fear and concern for Sagittarius. Um, because yes, like an evolved Sag is the best. I'll say it right now, we're the fucking
Agree?
best. We're the best of the
I
Zodiac. I'm
agree
sorry.
too.
But Aquarius is up there, yes.
Yeah. No, I
Um,
agree. I'm agreeing with this assessment.
Great, we're in agreement. But yes, no, an unevolved Sag is an absolute terror, like no filter
Yeah.
and commitment phobic and everything. So like, yeah, starting fights with people and whatever. That was absolutely me at some point. 23, I was horrible. I was an awful person.
Yeah, no,
Fair.
that's so funny because yeah, I feel the same way. Like, I mean, I definitely talk about this like in the earlier part of this episode, but I feel like I was even talking about it with someone else, like just being like, I totally relate to like being messy in ways that like I used to maybe go out and be really messy and drunk text people and like make really bad decisions. But like now, like just like my desk is quite messy. Like I will like, you know what I mean? How you like, you grow and evolve,
Yeah.
but there's always like different iterations of those kinds of things.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is so true. That is true. Yeah,
Yeah.
I relate to that. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, should we get into talking about dating?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay,
Wait,
what's
also, I have to ask again, my fellow Sagittarian, what is your name again? I'm sorry.
Danny.
Danny.
Dan.
Okay, yes.
okay,
I'm
that is so
ready.
nice of you. I
Yeah, that was
see
so
and
nice.
see
We
we
would
would
have
have
never
we would have
asked.
never asked. We would have just pretended we knew someone's name for the eternity. Okay, Taylor, who have you dated? What signs? Who are you attracted to sign-wise? Give us the spiel.
Yeah. Yes. All right, let's get into it. Um,
I also,
yeah.
not to cut you off again, I do also have a few notes of stories that I would like to hear
Oh
from
yeah,
you.
no. Yes, yes, yes. Hit me. I'll put everything on the table. Yeah, Saggies, we are definitely open. Yeah, there's
Yes.
like we're not mysterious at all. There's like everything is
And
out
I
on our
could
sleeve.
never.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
could
was
never.
I have someone new on my roster that's a Scorpio sun, Sagittarius rising, and it is the most like
Oh,
insane combo ever.
that is, yeah. That feels like a lot of whiplash or something. I don't know.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yes, where you're like, what is going on? I can't believe you just said it. It's like someone like willing
Yeah.
to outwardly be a Scorpio.
That's so interesting. Huh. Yeah, that's an interesting take on like the rising sun like combo, how they would affect one another. I could see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
anyways, let's talk about you now.
So, yes, okay, yes. So there's definitely a split I've noticed between signs that I'm just like attracted to, or like, it's a fast burning flame, a crush or whatever, and then signs that lead to actually something more serious. So yeah, in terms of like the crushes, more like instant passionate attraction, that is hands down always fire and air signs. Um, like pretty much like actually I haven't had too many encounters with Aquarians or Aries for whatever reason. But it does tend to be like Libra, Gemini, Leo, Saggies, who I just have like the most immediate crushes on. Um, and then, situations that end up blowing up in my face that are just like intensely passionate, but also like toxic, basically, are always Leo and Sag. I've had my worst experiences with other Sagittarius, Saggy men in particular.
Yeah.
A man in any sign, toxic already.
Yes.
But yes, yeah, no, there have been two Leos that really deeply hurt me. But it was so short-lived that it was like ridiculous that it even like got so heated, and it was like so short-lived.
I
Um,
understand so fully.
Yeah. It's
okay, so
such
yeah,
a
y'all have been
common,
burned.
yeah, such a common thread, I think, too, from like we've done like all the other signs when we're talking to you, and like so many hot, flamey, romantic, short-lived Leo romances. It is like
Yeah.
such a through line with like
Yeah.
everyone almost, I feel like
Yeah,
we've
no, I think
spoken to.
every guest we've had on this season has been like Leos. I keep dating them and it goes terribly.
It's so wild because that's not what I would have like been
Yes,
like,
yeah.
okay, what sign is gonna be like have burned everyone?
Yeah. No,
Leos.
no, no. Yeah, it's definitely, yeah, it's Leo because they're the romantics of the chart.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're
Because
and
they
they love
surprise
attention.
you. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, yeah, that is
Because you're
true.
like,
Yeah,
oh no, 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 they do really like me. Whereas you're like a Gemini or like Aries or something, you're like, they never really liked me from the beginning that much. So like
Mhm.
whatever. But the Leo will get you.
Yeah.
no, that is true. I swear that Leos, they're attracted to the attention that you give them. Like they're attracted to your attraction of them.
Mm,
And as soon as like that shifts, then they're like, all right, bye, bitch. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
No, for
Yes.
sure.
So I've been burned by my fellow fire signs. I honestly I don't see myself getting into anything committed with a fire sun at least. Or if they are a fire sun, they would have to have like water, earth, moon or something like me to balance it out. So yeah, that's the other split I've noticed for signs where it actually, is something steady and like healthy. The suns have kind of been like all over the map, but it's always consistently been earth or water moon people.
mhm.
Which I do feel like makes sense in a relationship context, since like the moon is really like your emotional security side, and you know, your kind of your world self. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As also quirky sun with a water moon.
Wait, you have a water. Oh, yes, we
I'm
talked about this.
Scorpio.
Scorpio? Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So I definitely feel you on that. Like some sort of like yeah, I don't know if I've ever dated a Earth moon, but I'm like very attracted
Mhm.
to people with water moons.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's some type of, yeah, like being held there, you
Yeah.
know?
That a way
I
that
think we
not
have the
everyone
same
cares
combo.
about.
Mhm.
Say that again.
I think you have the same combo as the weekend, or maybe the reverse. I don't know why that comes. Just one day I decided to look up. I was like, the weekend really just sounds like he's so strange, but also he just sounds like he feels so many things. I was
Yeah.
like, I need to see this man's chart, and there were definitely like strong Aquarius and Scorpio in there.
Interesting. Okay, you'd think I'd be mad at this, but all I'm hearing is that I could be the biggest artist in the world.
Oh, no, no, no. Those are fantastic placements for, yes,
Yes.
rising in artistry. Absolutely.
Um, okay, I want to hear your story about the nudes.
Ah! Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
so insane. Was that with one of
absolutely.
the Leo?
Yes, it was
Okay,
with a
I'm sorry to
Leo.
bring it up.
No, no, it's honestly so fine because I'm also just such a Cancer moon. I have so many feelings and I just like stay in my crab shell sometimes, like just like thinking about things, feeling them over and over again. Um, but my Sag sun has like a clown mask on top of it. But anyway,
Yes.
yes, yes, this was with a Leo who for added context, I honestly think she's my twin flame.
Yes.
I sound extra crazy. Um,
I think literally everyone is my soulmate. So I understand. This is the danger of having a wacky sun sign with a water moon is you're like everything
uh,
is like
delusional. You're just
yeah.
delusional.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, it was just so strange because like obviously, I mean, I feel like I know I can like read the room. I didn't think I was like sending sending this person nudes like, without feeling appropriately close to them. So I felt like it would like be well received. And I was just like super drunk that night, like blasted off my ass. And she was supposed to come over, but she ended up not coming over. And yeah, because of that, I was like, well, here's what you're missing out on. So I sent literally like probably like 40 nudes like over Snapchat. Um, Thinking that, yeah, she'd just think it was like goofy and cute or whatever. And the next
As she
day,
should have.
Yeah.
That's so
exactly.
goofy in you.
Thank you. Thank you. Especially like when you've been hanging out with somebody for almost every day for like a month. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on.
I
Yeah.
would have
We were
done
at
the
that
same thing.
level. Yeah, I'm like, whatever. You can't tell me otherwise. Whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it gave her the ick or something because the next day she all I got was a text from her being like, "Do you know how many nudes you sent me? Dot dot dot." I was like, "What the fuck?" And then she just like pulled back that whole week. And I was like, "Oh my God." Yeah, also, yeah, being a Cancer moon who's been burned by, yeah, before, I'm like super sensitive, like hypersensitive, hyper vigilant to like whatever might seem like playing games or like manipulation or whatever. So yeah, her pulling back after that, I was like, she might be playing cat and mouse out here. I can't do this. Goodbye. And I had to end it after that.
Yeah. If you
Yeah,
don't appreciate me at my
Yeah.
40
Yeah.
nudes, you don't get to appreciate
exactly.
me.
Period. Yes, yes. That was
Yeah,
my hard
literally, you're
boundary.
welcome. Like, come on.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, I'm like pack up my nudes and take them to someone who will appreciate them. Yeah.
I love that. As you should.
But yes, a
So funny.
Leo. A
Mhm.
Leo indeed. So watch out.
Fascinating.
Protect your heart
Yeah.
out here.
Okay, and then the other story that I had written down, I don't even remember it at all. All I wrote down was pooping in public
Oh. Hmm.
about someone you dated, I think.
Oh, yeah, 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 my ex. Yeah. That's so funny. I was trying to think, I was like, was this me? Like there was a time where it was a close call, but I'm pretty sure I made it home. I don't know. Yes, yes. Um, that was, yeah, my ex. We dated for 5 years. God bless him. He is a Virgo, a very chaotic Virgo. That's one thing about me. I seem to collect a lot of August Virgos who tend to be like complete opposites from the September Virgos. Like they're just
Hmm.
very messy and chaotic. So he's an August Virgo, Taurus moon. So we had like the Taurus Cancer moon balance there.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, this man just like he like got in the habit of it from like a camping trip and then like like kept it with him as just like a habit after the camping trip had long been over and would literally like look for any reason to just like take a shit outside. Like we went to a gas station once which had bathrooms. We were not in the middle of nowhere. We were like I don't know, in the suburbs or something. And he just, it was at night, thankfully, but he was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna go in this grass over here and go take a shit over there. Yeah, and like visiting for it, like we were once in this rainforest, in the Ivory Coast, and he
Okay.
decided to take shit in this rainforest. I don't know. He just really likes pooping outside. That's
That is so
that's the long and short of that. Yes.
Hilarious. Okay, wait, have you traveled a lot?
I have. I would say that is probably the most Sagittarian thing about me. That and the fact that I'm like getting a PhD like for fun, just for learning. Um, yeah. I have yeah had the fortune of living in three countries. I studied abroad in France, and then I taught English in Senegal right after undergrad. And yeah, and then I like this is also very Sagittarian. I like up and fled to Hong Kong in the middle of the pandemic, like to get my master's because I just didn't want to work anymore. So I like blew all my savings on a master's in like the third most expensive city in the world.
You're so
For the
cool.
nuns. I don't know. I'm still paying off that debt, so I don't know if it's cool. I don't know. But
it's
I have the experiences. I did
yeah.
collect experiences.
I
Yes.
love that.
Yeah. What about you? Have you guys traveled a good bit or at all?
I have. I definitely was like, honestly, like not as much recently, but definitely like in high school, I was like going on all the like choir trips to Europe and whatever.
Okay.
And
Yes.
we went to London together. It was
Yeah.
like, I can't even count how many years ago that
It was
was.
for our 20th birthdays, so we don't need to say how long ago that was. It's
Oh, wait. So y'all have been friends for a minute.
oh, we've been friends since we were like 3. We've been friends for our
What?
whole lives. I know.
Wait, that's so beautiful. I didn't realize
Kayla
Yeah.
this.
bursts into tears.
Yes. Oh my God. So wait, and y'all both just found yourselves also like if this isn't good for the podcast, you can edit this out. I'm genuinely curious though. You both ended up here, like you coordinated to be here or
Well, we grew up
yeah.
in the suburbs of Chicago and we grew
Mhm.
up
Oh,
like
that's
doing ballet together. And then I literally went to college in Boston and we were like, so I was gone for like 4 years and we were like, well, we're never doing this again.
Literally.
Like we've just been
That
like,
sucks.
yeah. Like we've
oh
just been
my
like
God.
best friends, like attached to the hip since we were three. Like I always say I have no conscious memory of
Yeah.
Danny not being my best friend.
Wait, and how did you even meet as 3-year-olds? Like was it your parents who brought y'all together or
Like in ballet
Yeah, just
class.
in ballet class. We just yeah.
I don't like remember
I
becoming.
know. Just did classes together and then I'm assuming our parents set up like our moms set up play dates at some point, but
Yeah, they must like our moms definitely were both like waiting outside of class for us. So I'm sure they
oh,
like were also chatting.
yeah.
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Wow. See, this is, you can't tell me that like souls and like energies, metaphysical
No,
energies don't exist
totally.
because this is perfect proof of that. Like y'all are soulmate friends. You made
Yeah.
an agreement before incarnating in this life that you will find each other, and you did. That's so cute.
So nice.
We did it so easily.
Totally agree.
Yeah. I saw a meme or like a tweet the other day that was like in like quotes it was like so how did y'all meet? And then the answer is like, funny story, actually. We've actually met in every lifetime or something.
Literally.
I'm literally gonna cry. That's so beautiful.
But yeah,
Wow.
it's that vibe.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
I
yeah, we
love
went to
that.
London together
Hmm.
like 6 or 7 years ago. Um,
That sounds like a
I
great time,
Danny's going
especially
to
like
Korea.
Yeah, I'm
oh,
going
fun stuff. For
to
how
Korea
long?
next week for a week. I'll be
Nice.
there.
Just like for fun?
Yeah, for I'm going with my parents. My dad like goes a lot for work. And we
Nice.
finally like bugged him enough that he's taking my mom and I with.
Ah, that'll be so fun. Are you going to Seoul or
Yeah,
yeah, nice,
yeah, I'm
nice.
really excited.
Ah, that'll be so cool. I'm jealous.
Yeah. I know. I don't feel like I'm someone who travels a ton, but I do think
You love a trip.
I love a trip. And I do think literally my mental health like skyrockets when I have something like a trip on the books.
Hmm.
Like when I don't
Mm,
have like a trip to look forward to, like it really makes a
mhm,
difference.
Yeah.
mhm,
I feel like you're
mhm.
so busy though, you go for
Yeah.
more like North American
Yeah, totally.
like long weekend trips as
Yeah.
opposed to like long
Yeah,
term
yeah, yeah.
international.
Hmm. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah. No, and that totally counts also,
Yeah.
Yeah. I
all
gotta
types of
get it
travel
in
needs to
somehow.
be.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
you're not like,
right.
I'm gonna sell all my belongings
Yeah.
and and
Yeah.
start over.
No, totally.
No, yeah, that's definitely my vibe. Like, everybody is like, why do you have so many side quests? Like, why can
Yeah.
you just never sit down? What are you doing?
No, that's me. Literally, one of my coworkers recently was like, "You have the craziest side hustle lore of anyone I've ever known." Because like I took like 2 hours off of work the other day and I like logged back on for a meeting. I was like, "Sorry, I was on the news." And everyone was like, "What?"
I am
So
dead.
I love a little activity.
I actually was with someone else on Friday that also modeled on the
Oh my
news.
God, that's so
I was like,
funny.
wait, my best friend just modeled on the news. Very topical this
Okay.
week.
I
Funny.
love it. Yeah, no, that's very saggy though. Like just
Yeah.
yeah, having side hustles, like yes.
Let's talk about what signs you're usually friends with.
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, so yeah, air signs, I do like generally get along with them. Like I tend to like our energies, I just feel like I just naturally like strike up conversations the
Hmm.
easiest with air signs, and sometimes other fire signs. Um, but yeah, like deeper friendships, it tends to I have a lot of yeah, August Virgo friends. Um, a lot of Cancers, maybe because of my Cancer moon. Um, and Gemini in particular, I have deep friendships, but like the most turbulent friendships, which makes sense
Mm.
because Gemini and Sag are sister signs. Um, and yeah, my two Gemini friends, well, one now because the other one is an ex-friend at this point. Um, yeah, like they are the only friends that I have like actually gotten into fights with. Oh my God, three. Yeah, two of the Geminis I'm no longer friends with. One is from high school. We were like attached at the hip and that exploded. And then another in college, also attached at the hip and it exploded. But there was also some gayness there that like contributed to that. But anyhow,
Love a
and
good
oh yeah.
homoerotic friendship breakup.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I've got many of them. And then yes, the one Gemini friend who has made it all this way, she's the only one I will like actually get into like screaming matches with, but like play fights where like everyone else is like, "Y'all good?" and we're like, "Yeah." Yeah.
That is so funny.
That's funny.
I love
And yeah, I
it.
really like Aquarians as well, but I don't honestly, Aubrey, you're like the only Aquarius in my friend networks, I feel.
There can
I
only
think
be
so.
one.
Honestly, real. I kind of feel like that about Saggies too. Like I I rarely encounter a friend group with multiple Saggies. And like I do have Sag friends, but we're not close and we're not in the same friend group. I feel like Sag like is very lone wolf vibes.
Yeah.
So like social, but like there's usually just one of us. The only friend group I encountered that was like all fire signs and they were all men it was chaos. Like they were
My
like
God,
fighting in the
yeah.
streets. Like it was really chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. What about y'all? What about you, Danny? Do you find yourself around the
I know
same?
I was just thinking about it as you said that. I feel like obviously I have my Aquarius bestie. Two of my really like best friends are Leos. I have two Leo friends.
Okay.
I do argue with them. I'm not like an argumentative person at all. And
Mm-hmm.
we don't really fight, but the only friends that I ever get into tiffs with are the Leos, which is funny. Um,
Okay.
like I have like a Capricorn, Virgo friends. I just was trying to think. I'm like, do I have any water sign friends?
I don't think
Like
so.
I really don't. And it's not
Wow. Wait,
really
and
an
what's your
astrology
moon?
that I have a Leo moon and a Libra rising. Uh,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
it's
No.
just like
Well,
really hard for me to like relate to water. Like
yeah,
I'm just kind of
yeah.
like, it's a lot.
There's a
You
lot
seem to
going
have a
on
lot to
here.
work through here. Like I love them,
That-
but like I don't have like close. I can't think of like a close friendship I have with any water
Yeah,
signs.
no.
But yeah, like earth signs, air signs, fire signs. I'm in it. I'm good.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
What about you, Aubrey?
Friendships for me, definitely Sagittarius. I meet a like I can always
Okay.
guess when people are Sages because I meet them and I just know off the bat. I'm like, we are going to be great friends. Like I
Wait,
just,
could you tell with me?
yeah.
Ah,
Maybe not that
yes.
you were, I don't know if I would have guessed you were a Sagittarius from the first times that we met, but I just was like, I just am really good. I like just know if I fuck with someone
The energy.
right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it's
Real,
just
real.
like intuitive, like Scorpio moon. Like I can really like
Mhm.
see through someone and know if this is gonna
Yes.
work or not. And
Yes.
I'm trying to like be better of like spending time with people that I know are just not for me.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to
Yeah.
stop doing that because it's just not worth it for me.
Yeah.
I'd rather be alone.
Yeah. No, that's real. I do feel like that could be so, yeah, water moon influence because I feel similarly. I can just kind of like detect people's energies. Or I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe it's an everyone thing.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that, Danny? I don't know. Let me not
I don't
exclude
know. I
you.
feel like I have like a I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm like shy, but like a little bit. I have like a Libra rising. So I feel like I'm
Okay.
more of a maybe just an observer too,
Mm-hmm.
tendencies when
Mm-hmm.
I meet new people. I'm pretty like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let me just scope things out before I open my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Real. I get
Yeah.
that.
But yeah, love Sagittarius. I love a Libra placement. Like that's the
Mhm.
other. It's either if I like really, really click with someone, they're either a Sag or a Libra. Love
Okay.
is. I don't have that many Scorpio friends. I'm starting to collect more right now. Um,
Yeah.
but I love a Scorpio moon. I always say I could
Mhm.
pick a Scorpio moon out of a lineup. Like I don't even
Wow.
have
Oh
to
my
talk to anyone.
God.
Like just like vibe wise, I can
Always.
always like, yeah, I like can't even begin to count how many Scorpio moons I've collected. Like dated in a row, like
Oh,
befriended. Yeah. Love them.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I have a Scorpio moon friend. When I introduce y'all, I won't say anything, of course, and I'll
I'll
see
be
if
like, it's this one.
yeah, if you can pick them out.
I love that.
Thing.
Even like literally on Hinge, I literally found a Scorpio moon. Like I was talking to like two people and I only talked about astrology with one of them and they were
Wait, that's
Scorpio
wild.
moon. I
What
was
is
like,
it that
yeah, I
stands
literally
out?
just can tell. What'd you say?
What is it that like stands out?
I can't describe it.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
just
that's
like
interesting.
I can just feel
Hmm.
a
Yeah.
darkness within them
That's
that I share.
the darkness. And honestly, I love it. Like
Uh,
people like to talk shit about Scorpio, Cancer, Sag, but I love that intensity. I'm like, bring it over here.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
I
Anything
will
else?
say actually one more thing on like the friend thing. I feel like an underrated pairing is Sag and Cancer. I actually, despite like the
Mhm.
fire water like
mhm.
possible polar opposites, I feel like the two signs do have enough in common, like openness and like generosity and like yeah, intensity. I find like Sag Cancer friendships actually to be like nice pairings.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
As
nice
long as the Sag
trait.
can respect Cancer's emotions, you
Yeah,
know.
totally.
Don't
Yeah.
make Cancer cry.
Yeah, literally.
I like
Um,
that.
I have a question for you. I'd like to know
Yes.
about how you text.
Oh, okay, like frequency, style.
Style, frequency, your group chat habits. I think I
Oh,
really text like a Sag, but I would like to see how you communicate. And then I'll share how I communicate because I also have a Sag
okay.
Mercury.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sag Mercury, I feel like is a hard one. Um, I tend to keep my texting brief because I honestly feel like, and it's not because I don't have a lot to say, it's kind of the opposite. Like I have so much to say that it would be just cumbersome to do it over text. But then also I hate voice memos as well because my thoughts are so all over the place and yeah, just all over the place, chaotic. So yeah, I'm really not a good texter, honestly. Like if it's like short little things like
Mhm.
meet me here at this time or like logistical things, then yeah, I can respond quickly. But if it's anything that requires thought, I'm gonna take a while or like maybe let's just talk about it over
Mhm.
IRL. I kind of hate talking on the phone too.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, but I'm a big emoji user. I will say that.
Same. I
Yes.
would say same for sure.
Yeah.
They help you
Yeah.
get the point across. I think too, because like
Exactly.
I feel like sometimes I like I'm such an LOL. Like because I feel like just knowing myself, like I'm a bit harsh sometimes. So it's like that's kind of a weird outfit, LOL. You know? Like LOL. Like I would never actually say that, but you know what I mean? Like when I like I'm like, I have to be
Yeah.
serious.
You gotta
LOL.
like
Like
soften. Yeah.
soften it. Haha. LOL.
Yes, softens the edges a little bit.
Like
Yeah.
the same
So
with
yeah, I'm a big
emoji. Like
emoji
I love
user.
a little heart
Heart.
hand.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that. Heart hand.
Yeah.
No.
No thanks.
No, thank you. Heart.
Yes, yes, I'm with you on that. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's
Love that.
my texting habit styles. What about you?
I was like, the reason I'm remembering this is because I like in a group chat, I'm not like a big group chat person. I have like a couple like 3-person group chat vibes. And
Yeah.
I always am like accidentally, like not on purpose, not to center myself, but like talking about something else. Like I'll be like, you guys, I just made this craft. And like at the same time, my friend's like, I'm gonna break up with my boyfriend. And then I like send my craft and I'm like, shit. Like, oh my God. Like, and it's like such like that vibe always. Like, there's a serious thing, and I'm like, wait, I'm sorry, I just thought of this one thing. I have to share it. Like, and I'm like, sorry, this is not what we're talking about at all. But like, I just had this idea or I had this thought, and then I'm like, oh my God, this is not the vibe. But like, sorry, I just had to say this. Like, I always just feel like
That
I'm
is
that
so
person that like
real.
chimes in, and you're like, babe, we're not talking about that.
Like, yes, read the room, read up, please. That's so funny. No, yes, now that you say that, I relate heavy to that. I've like to the point where like yeah, like my friend group, it's my college friend group from undergrad. We have this group chat that's been active for years to the point where we literally had to be like, okay, everybody, can we just like make a better effort to like read up and like just be aware of what's being talked about in the group chat? Yes,
That's
me and
so
my
funny.
Pisces friend, I think we are both bad at
Yeah,
that. Like we
I
just
could
will
see
like
that.
be like, back to me anyway.
Right. Okay, but like I made this thing.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
So then if there is something t being talked about in the group chat that like I just don't want to chime in on, but I do have something to say, I'll just like start another group chat to talk
I
about
love
that.
that. Moving over here.
Separate tab. That's really respectful of
Yes,
you.
separate
It
tab.
is.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
so
that's a good question. I like that question.
I love that.
Thank you for sharing.
This was fabulous.
Yeah, this was really good.
Yeah, this was really fun. This is inspiring me to get back to my astrology podcast that my friend and I started in the pandemic, and it never made it past like 3 episodes. I'm pretty sure it was just like us chatting, like that's it.
That's
But we
so
want to
fun
bring you back.
though.
Oh, we do. Gotta do
Yeah, so
it.
this was really fun.
Good.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for coming.
My brain
Bye.
activated.
Thank you.
That is all we have for you, our little sluts. Thank you for listening. Follow us on socials. Stay tuned for next week. We're talking about Capricorns.
Yay. Vibe
Enthusiastic.
change.
Yeah, for real. See you next week, sluts.
Bye.